In the ever-blurring world of sports and entertainment, a single Instagram post has managed to shake both football fandom and the Latin music scene. As 18-year-old Barcelona sensation Lamine Yamal went public with his new relationship by sharing a tender snapshot alongside Argentinian rapper Nicki Nicole. Posted to his 37.6 million followers, the image wasn't accompanied by a grand declaration, but instead with two simple emojis, a cake and a heart, that said more than words ever could. The post, uploaded on Sunday, immediately followed Barcelona's dramatic weekend victory over Levante, a comeback in which Yamal played a crucial role, proving yet again why he has been hailed as the future of Spanish football. Yet for fans scrolling through their feeds, it wasn't his on-pitch heroics that dominated the conversation. It was the glimpse into his private life, one that revealed intimacy, affection, and the undeniable spark of new love. For those unfamiliar with the rising star, Yamal has quickly become one of the most talked about names in football. At just 18 years old, his performances have carried both the weight of expectation and the thrill of promise, earning him not only admiration from teammates and rivals, but also a swelling global fan base that tracks his every move. To them, this post was more than just a birthday tribute. It was a milestone in his transition from promising prodigy to young adult stepping into the complexities of fame, love, and public scrutiny. Sitting closely beside Nicki Nicole, with a birthday cake in front of them, the image captured an intimate moment that would have otherwise gone unnoticed in private life, yet became a global talking point because of the players involved. Nicki Nicole, already a force in the Latin trap and reggaeton scenes, is no stranger to the spotlight herself. At 25, she has built a reputation as one of Argentina's most influential young artists, with chart-topping hits and collaborations that have cemented her as a household name across Latin America and beyond. Her presence at Yamal's side immediately drew parallels to her past relationship with fellow musician Peso Pluma, a high-profile romance that ended in very public fashion last year after rumors of infidelity surfaced. The connection between her and Yamal had first sparked whispers weeks earlier, when Nicole was spotted attending the footballer's controversial 18th birthday celebrations, an event criticized for its excess and rumored star-studded guest list. Though unconfirmed at the time, those early sightings now appear to have been the seeds of a budding romance that Yamal himself has chosen to confirm through his own account, turning speculation into certainty. Already, social media has been set ablaze by the revelation. Fans of both Yamal and Nicole have flooded the comments section with messages ranging from congratulations and heart emojis to cautious warnings about the pressures of living in the public eye. Football enthusiasts who were still celebrating Barcelona's victory quickly found themselves debating the young star's choice of partner, while music fans rushed to connect the dots between Nicole's artistic persona and her growing presence in Spain. The pairing of a teenage football phenom and a seasoned Latin music star feels almost cinematic, the kind of unexpected crossover that defines modern celebrity culture. And while the post itself was subtle, the impact was anything but, marking a pivotal moment not just in Yamal's career, but in his life, proof that the worlds of sport and music don't just intersect, they collide spectacularly. What makes Lamine Yamal's public reveal of his relationship with Nicki Nicole so compelling is not just the sweetness of the gesture, but the layers of conflict and scrutiny it inevitably invites. On one hand, the young Barcelona star is riding the crest of a meteoric rise in football, with every game cementing his place as one of the sport's brightest prospects. Yet on the other, he has now thrust himself into a whirlwind of media narratives that go far beyond his athletic achievements. For many, the tension lies in his age. Just 18, barely stepping into adulthood, suddenly intertwined with a 25-year-old Latin music powerhouse who carries her own set of controversies and a history of public relationships. What some see as a romantic milestone, others interpret as a distraction or even a risk, especially given the pressures already mounting on Yamal's young shoulders. The timing of the revelation only intensifies the unease. Barcelona fans, fresh off celebrating a hard-fought comeback against Levante, immediately questioned whether their star player's personal life might overshadow his professional focus. Football has always been a world where narratives of discipline, sacrifice, and maturity dominate, and in this context, a public relationship, especially one with an older celebrity partner, becomes an easy target for criticism. Analysts and pundits have already begun to speculate on whether the scrutiny could affect his performance on the pitch, suggesting that the attention drawn by his Instagram post might shift headlines away from his undeniable skill to the drama of his personal life. For Nicki Nicole, conflict arises from a different angle. Her previous relationship with Peso Pluma ended in the glare of public scandal after allegations of infidelity surfaced, leaving her fans divided between sympathy and skepticism. Now, as she appears with Yamal, critics are quick to draw comparisons, questioning whether she is stepping into another high-profile romance that could attract the same level of drama. Some of Yamal's supporters have even taken to social media to voice their concern, with comments ranging from protective warnings about her intentions to outright criticism of the perceived age gap between the two. While Nicole herself has remained silent, her past and the public's memory of it inevitably color how this new relationship is being received. As the days passed after Lamine Yamal's Instagram revelation, what began as a tender moment between two young stars escalated into the kind of global spectacle that defines the climax of a celebrity narrative. Headlines in both sports and entertainment media collided, with football outlets debating the impact on Barcelona's rising prodigy, while music blogs speculated on Nicki Nicole's next steps after her turbulent past with Peso Pluma. The video highlights from Barcelona's victory over Levante were still being replayed, but online conversations had already shifted, consumed by the image of Yamal and Nicole seated together, cake in front of them, radiating intimacy that spoke louder than the carefully controlled statements usually issued by publicists. In this frenzy, the couple ceased to be individuals. They became symbols, vessels for public imagination, aspiration, and judgment. By midweek, fan forums were ablaze with theories. Some argued that Yamal's decision to go public on Nicole's birthday was a calculated move, a gesture of maturity that showed he was embracing adulthood both on and off the pitch. Others saw it as reckless, suggesting he had underestimated the firestorm such a post would ignite, particularly given his age and Nicole's well-documented history. Social media amplified the intensity, with Instagram edits, TikTok montages, and endless Twitter threads dissecting every detail. From the emojis he chose, to Nicole's expression in the photo, to the symbolic placement of the birthday cake itself. What should have been a private moment spiraled into the defining drama of Yamal's young career, eclipsing even the glow of his sporting triumph. For Nicole, the climax was equally intense. Music journalists noted how her name, once linked primarily to her chart successes, was now trending globally in connection with football's brightest rising star. While some fans celebrated the crossover of two worlds, Latin music and European football, others were quick to revive the controversies of her past. Old headlines about her breakup with Peso Pluma resurfaced, blending with speculation about whether Yamal represented a rebound, a new chapter, or simply another high-profile entanglement. In a matter of hours, Nicole found herself at the center of renewed global attention, her artistic achievements temporarily overshadowed by a single photograph. For Yamal, the resolution lies in balancing the extraordinary expectations of his career with the personal milestones of his youth. At just 18, he is experiencing not only the pressures of professional sport at the highest level, but also the joys and risks of first love under circumstances most could never imagine. Supporters have begun to rally around the idea that his public acknowledgement of Nicole represents not distraction but growth, proof that he's learning to embrace all aspects of his life with courage. His role in Barcelona's comeback victory against Levante already showed his ability to rise to the occasion. Now, his openness and love suggests a willingness to stand firm against public scrutiny. In a culture that often demands athletes separate their personal and professional selves, Yamal's post was a reminder that the two can coexist, that humanity does not weaken greatness, but enhances it. For Nicki Nicole, the reflection carries its own weight. Once defined by the headlines surrounding her breakup with Peso Pluma, she has now entered a new narrative that positions her not as a figure of controversy, but as a partner to one of sport's most promising talents. While detractors continue to question her motives or highlight the age difference, her fans see this as a chance for reinvention, an opportunity to step forward with resilience and to remind the world that she is more than her past. In many ways, her presence beside Yamal humanizes him, grounding the superstar in the making with someone who understands the toll of fame and the necessity of authenticity. Ultimately, the reflection extends beyond the two figures and into the broader conversation about celebrity culture. In an era where a photo captioned only with emojis can dominate global discourse, Yamal and Nicole's story underscores both the fragility and the power of modern fame. Their relationship, still in its infancy, may evolve quietly or may continue to capture headlines, but its significance is already clear. It symbolizes the intersection of two worlds and the courage it takes to live authentically in the face of relentless attention. Whether fleeting or long-lasting, the image of Yamal and Nicole together in front of a birthday cake will remain a cultural touchstone, a reminder that even the brightest stars are, at their core, simply human beings seeking connection.